Hey guys, well I am working in the shop today, but I had a moment to kind of want to give you guys a bit of a hint, helpful tip. Now, a lot of the questions I get as a blacksmith is, hey, dear Trent, I am starting blacksmithing. What tongs do I need? And I hate that question because I can't answer it. I've struggled with trying to figure out how to explain this to folks in a clear and articulate manner, and I think I've come up with it. And I kind of call this the wrench theory of tongs. Okay, now let's imagine that you're working in an auto parts store, and somebody comes in and says, hey, I got to take a nut off of a car. Okay, I need a wrench. And you keep waiting for more information, because if somebody just walks in and says, hey, I got to take a nut off of a car, and you say, well, you need a wrench, but what size? Well, I don't know. Well, you're kind of poop out of luck. And that's really the best way I can explain it. You need to think of steel and steel sizes as nuts, period. You're going to have a very specific wrench for a very specific nuts. And hey, somebody's going, well, that mean I have to have a different pair of tongs for every size steel? Yes, that's exactly what it means. If you're going to do good blacksmithing, you need to be worried about doing the work, not worried about holding the piece. For example, and yes, it takes time and it takes an investment. This morning, I've been working on a fireplace screen, and I've got to make some feet for the fireplace screen. Well, the steel that I want to use is nice and beefy 1-inch square stock. The problem is, I don't have a blessed thing in this shop to hold a piece like this like I need to do. So a good portion of this morning was spent actually manufacturing a particular pair of tongs to work this steel. So if you're going to be a knife maker, I'm going to tell you, well, first of all, what type of steel are you using? I don't know. Pick one. What size are you using? I don't know. Pick one. And guess what? Whatever size steel that you pick, that's the size of tongs you're going to need to handle it. So if you get some steel this inch by 1/4 inch, guess what? You're going to need some tongs that are designed for holding inch by 1/4 inch. And again, and I stress, you're going to need tongs for each size of steel if you're going to work effectively and easily. Now, there are some tongs that you can use to kind of cross over and do kind of a half-ended job of it, but you really want to use the proper tongs to the proper steel. Now, most of you are not going to have the skill to be able to go ahead and make your own. That's fine. That means that you've got to buy a pair. Call a custom blacksmith, look up Centaur Forge or Pi Tools. But yes, that is what it means. And now, for those of you that are trying to cheap out, here's the deal. If you have a 13mm nut on a Chevrolet and you get a 16mm wrench, you're not going to get very far. You can hope, you can wish, and you can buy cheap, but until you get the right piece for the right tool, you're not going very far. So that's your lesson for today. Get the right tongs for the right steel, and if you don't know what steel it is, pick one and go with it. Thank you guys. See ya.